Welcome everyone to episode 10 of Missing Pieces. We are finally in the double digits and it feels good. It feels good to be consistent. That is my number one rule for success, is to be consistent. We're here with you every week making a new episode of this. But if this is your first episode, welcome. This is the podcast where I talk about my life in Lego. And by podcast, I actually mean that this is available anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. I think most people that listen to it that way listen to it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So if you'd rather listen to this than sit here and watch this and see my ugly mug while we go through all the topics that I want to talk about from the last week, you're welcome to do that. And if you do that, I appreciate you leaving a review on there as well. I always look through the Apple ones and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. People are so kind on there. I think we have all 5 stars at this point. So thank you so much for that. This week though, it's been a rough week. It's been really rough. It's been like an emotional roller coaster for me, and I'm sure most of you know why. The whole COPPA thing is still out and about. It's lurking over us like this dark rain cloud that's about to pour down on us. And that's what I fear. I have been watching I'm still watching every video that I can find on it. I wish I could just leave it in the past and set it aside, but I can't, because this affects everything for me. This is my livelihood. This is what I do for a living, and it's my passion. So when you tie all those things together, it's not good when someone tells you that this may not be able to be a thing anymore. So I watch these videos that sometimes give me hope, like these videos that I'm watching from, I think it's Hogue Law. He does these videos. He's actually a lawyer in Michigan, and he does these videos that kind of talks about how the whole COPPA thing and the FTC really can't enforce this, and just how far of a stretch it is to come down on people that are doing what we're doing here. But then I watch videos of just normal creators here on YouTube, and it's people that have a passion for this or maybe doing it for a living like me, and they're talking about how they may not be able to do it anymore, how in some cases they're giving it up, and how sad they are. And it just really breaks my heart to see people that are like that, because I can relate, because it's me. I really don't want to get too worked up about this because it hasn't happened yet, and I still feel like there needs to be a response from YouTube, because what they've essentially done, and I'm not going to go into all of this, but they've essentially made it so you either have to classify your videos as made for kids or not made for kids. And what they really need to do, and this is what the lawyer talks about, he says that they need to come out with a general audience one or a mixed audience one, where it's like, yeah, this could be seen made for kids, being that it's about Lego, or whatever topic you're into, but it's also for adults. It's for everybody. It's a general audience type thing. And that's where I feel like the vast majority of Lego channels fall into. And mine in particular, I feel like maybe because I'm doing a lot of stuff with Clark, and having a kid in your videos automatically puts me at like a more rough spot than most Lego people. And I have seen some people in the Lego space that have, like Jang's video, where he's been like, this is going to be like the worst thing ever. And then I've seen people that have made videos where like, this isn't going to be a big deal. And I think for a lot of Lego people, like if you're a professional, even like Jang, for example, I wouldn't have figured that he was going to mark his videos as for kids, because I'm like, okay, this is very, very, very different than the content you see on YouTube Kids. Clark watches a lot of that, and his stuff, I feel like, and this isn't an insult or anything, because I know people get all kinds of triggered when you talk about Jang Bricks, but his stuff definitely doesn't match the content that's on YouTube Kids. It's way different from that. So I guess a lot of people, when they saw his video where he's like, yeah, I'm marking my videos, I'm like, wow, maybe I should too. Everything that's related to Lego. And I'm kind of feeling a little bit better from that after watching these law videos where like YouTube's like, talk to a lawyer. And thankfully some lawyers actually made videos and gave their thoughts on it, because obviously not all of us have lawyers on retainer that we can just dial their phone and be like, hey, Mr. Lawyer, how do you feel about this YouTube thing? And they're just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I think for me, I think Lego videos in general, like if you have a Lego channel, I'm not giving any advice here, and I really think it's dangerous to tell people to do one thing or another thing. I'm just going to say what I'm doing for myself. I think for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark just the videos that have me and Clark in them, which is a lot of them over the last 2 years. I feel like I need to mark those made for kids, even though I don't necessarily feel that way. When you look at the classifiers that make up a kid's video, we fall into some of those. You have the child actor, assuming Clark is a child actor. You have playing with toys, which I think was a big thing with the FTC. And if you look through the FTC's complaint against YouTube, you'll see that they actually pointed out some channels that they felt like violated these COPPA laws. And most of them were like very blatant kids channels, where it's like kids playing with toys and, you know, exactly what you'd anticipate being a kids video. Mine are questionable. I'd say in the Lego space, mine are way more questionable than most people's just because I have Clark in the videos. Just having Clark in the video alone, I think, is almost enough for YouTube to flag the videos, which I want to talk about here in a minute, about how I almost feel like that's going to be more dangerous than the whole COPPA thing and getting a fine from them. But having Clark in the videos and the nature that we do them, like actually playing with the toys and enjoying them, something that I thought added a lot of value to our channel and was actually an asset, where we're doing something that we're enjoying this hobby. We're actually playing with the stuff. We're showing what it's like to not be a Lego collector, but to be a Lego enthusiast and enjoy the hobby more so than just showing off a model and talking about it. And I really like that style. But unfortunately, I feel like I may not be able to do that going forward, at least in that way, because I don't know about you guys. I've talked to some people who said their videos got flagged, but I would say about half of my videos got flagged by YouTube. And that's the thing that I worry about the most going forward. I feel like YouTube is going to protect themselves as well. And if they see videos that fall into these classifiers, like kids in the video, kids playing with toys, things kids enjoy, I feel like you're more inclined to get your video tagged by them for that reason. So I'm kind of worried that, at least doing this for a living, if I was just doing this as a hobby, I wouldn't be as nearly worried about this. I would be most concerned about losing my comments and the notifications, I suppose. But when you're doing this for a living, it becomes, I'm worried about the financial end of this as well, because I don't want to give up on this dream. This is my passion. This is everything that I want to do in life. And I thought about this long and hard over the last few weeks. If I had to give up on this, I just don't know what I would do. Of course, most of you would be like, well, Greg, you just go back to finance and get a job. But I just think I would be probably one of the most depressed people that you could ever meet. When you've had this dream of doing this thing for so long and you finally get to do it for 2 years and you love it like nothing else other than your family, to give up on that and have to go back to what was once before, the thing you weren't passionate about. And I would say this applies anytime you find your passion in something. It's really tough. And I'm starting to realize that may be something I have to do. But I feel like if Lego is actually a safe thing, and again, we need to wait for YouTube to respond to this, because the FTC has responded and they've kind of said, like, we understand that there's mixed audiences. We just need YouTube to understand that. I don't think the FTC is going to come after us like the fish in the barrel, like they're saying. I think maybe the egregious offenders, like the people that are really making the kids stuff and then trying to mask it, is not that. But for me, I'm kind of in that questionable zone, and I really need YouTube to have a thing that says, like, made for kids, made for anybody, including kids, adults, your grandparents, your mom, whatever. And then I guess you could have like adults only, which you maybe wouldn't be for kids at all. I don't know. It's a really tough thing, but I'm starting to try to figure out a future. Like, I'm not giving up on this. If you guys are wondering, like, I've seen these videos that really make me sad, where the people are like, I can't do this anymore. I can't go forward doing this. I have a full-time job. It's not worth the risk of what's going to happen here. I can't handle the stress, so I'm giving up on it. And I've seen toy channels that have done that. I've seen Lego channels that have done that. And it makes me really sad to see that. And it makes me sad for myself too, because the type of videos that I want to make, I'm not making the videos that I make because it makes money. I'm making the videos that I want to make. And the thing that hurts me the most going forward is that I can't share this experience with Clark anymore because having a kid in your video flags it. That would be the most devastating thing to me, and that's kind of how I see things going. I think having Clark in the videos and being playful and showing stuff that you're actually enjoying, as wholesome as that is for kids, if that flags it with YouTube and then causes the video not to earn any ad revenue, and that's one of the major videos that I put out that week, that hurts. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think, again, I don't think it's time to panic. If I know that's a lot of what's happening. People are worried, which I obviously am too. And I didn't want this whole podcast to be about this, but this has been the number one, number two, number three, and so forth thing that's on my mind this week, and even over the last couple weeks, and even over the last couple months when this has kind of come out, because I was on a roll. Everything was going good, and now everything's a big question mark. And when you introduce, when you take away security from someone, that it gets them really nervous, and that's what's happened here. I think the FTC, I think they're doing the right thing. I just think YouTube needed to respond differently and handle this way differently, and I think a lot of people agree with me on that. So what am I going to do going forward? I have a whole big plan for next year, whether this was going down or not. I have all these ideas for new series on this channel. Series? What's the plural of series? Series. I don't know. I'm surprised Siri's not lighting up right now. I would love to do make this almost like a TV channel where every day has almost like a different series on it. And then I can gauge by the views and the engagement in each one of those series which ones are doing well, which ones aren't, and then kind of replace them. I think a person in the Lego space that does this extremely well is M&R Productions. I love the way that like every Monday, if you go to his channel, you know what to expect, Tuesday, Wednesday, so forth. You know what's going to be there, and then he can look at that data and be like, okay, so maybe doing reviews isn't doing that well, but people love my question and answer series, so we'll do more of that and change this out. I like the idea of doing that, and I like having a schedule so people know what to expect, especially if notifications are turned off. You'll know that every Wednesday is going to be a breaking it down, or every Sunday is going to be a missing pieces. I think that's the way to go. Obviously, I want Clark to be a part of this, and I'd love to have a day of the week where I build something with him. Like we get a set and we build that and we show that experience of building it and reviewing it and playing with it, of course. I would love that to be a thing, but I'm worried that that's going to get tagged. But that's okay. If I'm making a series of all these different things, a lot of them are going to have to be solo, I'm realizing. If I have one video a week or whatever that I absolutely know is going to be hit and it's going to be made for kids or whatever, I'm willing to do that, because it's not all about the money. It's about sharing this experience. It's about sharing my Lego collecting journey. And for me, that's as important. Like, I'm still going to make videos. Even if YouTube said all my videos were for kids, I wouldn't just stop making videos. I couldn't put as much time into it. But I truly believe that I would just keep going, because this is what I love to do. And no one's going to stop me from doing that until I can't click that upload button anymore. And if that's the case, I'll go somewhere else and hopefully you can find me. And I'm realizing now too, again, this is kind of gone on longer than I thought, but this is what's on my mind. So I apologize. And I really shouldn't, because this is what this is about. This is almost like my therapy. It really is, now that I'm thinking about it. And I kind of like that. I'm realizing the importance now of having other platforms. Like, I always questioned when everyone convinced me to get on Instagram a year ago. I, of course, got the brickitect name like way long ago, like when I started the channel, thankfully. But when I started Instagram, I was kind of like, what's the point of this? This is kind of silly and stuff. But then I really enjoyed looking at other people's Instagram posts, and I love posting my own photos there. But now I'm realizing it can be used as a tool to, like, say something really terrible happened with YouTube and the worst case scenario got shut down or whatever, my channel got deleted. It'd be nice to have all my people in a location where I can be like, all right, guys, we're going over to wherever, or, just having that as a backup. And I'm also realizing now, as a financial resource, I think I really need to focus more on my Patreon. And I know some of you that are listening to this or watching this are cringing right now. And I know Patreon brings out a lot of hate in people's hearts, because you think that the creator that you're following is nothing but greedy for wanting money for making videos, and you expect them for free. And I understand that. I can completely understand that. But I think you can also respect, if you're one of those people, I think you can respect somebody that does this for a living and pours their heart and soul into it to try to make a living at it, to follow their dream, and to have a backup to YouTube's AdSense, which, as we can see, can just be ripped out from under you, I think is a really smart thing. So I think maybe going into next year, I really need to focus on what I can do to provide value on Patreon, to maybe find those few people that are in this platform. Like, I think right now I have maybe like 25 or 26 patrons, which I really appreciate you guys. It makes about $100 a month. So obviously I couldn't just do that for a living, but I feel like if I could find more people that had it in their means to support us, like if they really love what they do. Obviously, you see through Mail Time all of the things that come through for us, and how much people, I think, appreciate what we do and really have grown to love us, which is a true honor. Like, to share who you are and to have people like you, I'm not going to get emotional. Okay, I'm going to get a little emotional. That means a lot to me. And it's, again, I always say this, it's not about the Lego, it's about the personalities. And I'm so happy that there's people out there that think enough of us to not only watch our videos, but to be engaged in that way. And for me, like, as much as I don't want to put exclusive content on Patreon, right now I just do like a behind the scenes vlog where I talk about what's going on. If I have to take that one video a week of me and Clarkman enjoying a set and put it over there as a way to maybe entice people to have some reason to donate, and to maybe like make that a fallback to this whole YouTube thing, I feel like it might be necessary. And I know there's going to be pushback from it, but I think if this all goes down the way that it is, I really do feel like you're going to see a lot more Patreon type things happening, because it's going to be the only way you're going to see a lot of the people that you really enjoy watching, especially the people that are doing this on like a full-time basis like myself. So that might be a thing. I'm not going to jump to that just yet. Obviously, if you want to donate to our Patreon, I'd really appreciate it. Right now, it's not an emergency level. The money that does come in, I put right back into the stuff that I do here, whether it's in equipment or stuff that we buy and build. And I hope that whatever I get, I can give right back. But going forward, I think even as a fallback, it may be a smart thing to do. And I'm curious to see what you guys think about that. Again, I know there's going to be people that are like, I hate you for this. And then there's going to be some people that are just like, I understand. There's going to be people in the middle that are like, I understand, but I can't contribute. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm never going to pressure anybody to do that. But I've kind of learned that the way that I'm doing Patreon right now, you can't just be like, hey, donate to this if you want to, and never talk about it, because that's how I've run it. You'd have to go through my description or whatever, or maybe listen to one of these podcasts to be like, oh, he has a Patreon. I'd donate $1 for what he's doing. I found value in what he's provided, and I love this stuff. But maybe it needs to become more of a focus, and maybe then I wouldn't be so worried. Like if I had some type of income coming from Patreon that was maybe more than $100, I wouldn't be like, wow, this could really be the end of me. Like, I don't know what that number is. I guess if I had to set a goal, maybe $500. I think that'd be like a tremendous goal to have, and be like, $500. If I made $500 a month, I would 100% without a doubt keep making these videos every single day that I'm doing it without any AdSense. That is more than enough for me to follow this hobby. Of course, it doesn't provide a lot for our family, especially when you're buying Lego sets with that, but to keep the dream alive, I'd be 100% willing to make that sacrifice. And that's what I'm willing to do in the next year or two, especially this next year. 2020, I think, is going to be a very difficult year for creators. It's going to be a lot of question marks that are going to get answered, I think, fairly quickly going into the year. Some I hope get answered beforehand, like YouTube maybe doing this, either like an age gate type thing that says, yes, I'm 13 years old when entering, and they can get rid of this whole debacle of a thing they've made. Or if they wanted to do a thing where it was like, adults, anyone, kids. I would mark my videos for anyone. At least I hope they would agree. But we'll see what happens going forward. I really don't. I think I talked about this in the last episode. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm so sick of the COPPA thing. I'm sick of dwelling on it. I'm sick of waking up in the morning and the first thing I think about is how I'm going to mark my videos to be compliant, and how this is going to go, and how my income's going to be affected, and if I'm going to be able to do this. It's just this worry that I hold in my heart right now, and it's not a time that, I guess it's never a good time to feel that, but right now you got Thanksgiving coming up and the holidays and stuff, and I don't want my future to be the question mark that it is, but it is what it is. So moving forward, let's go on to the next topic here. That one was a long one. Let's talk about eBay. That's been a consistent thing going forward here, or going in through the past in all these episodes. I'm happy to announce that I finally sold everything on eBay. The one last thing that was still sticking around of all the things I put on there was Forma. That nobody wanted Forma. I had it like at $175, knew it's going for $200. I started dropping the price little by little by little. I had it down to $150, and I put in best offer to see if anybody would bite. Someone offered me $110, which I was like, nah. And then someone offered me $145. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. So I paid $80 for it, sold it for $145. My eBay stuff's cleared out. I need to put more on there. I'm actually thinking about, I don't know if there's a soul in this world that would be interested in it, but maybe there is. I'm thinking about putting the Fat Mojo office on there, because obviously that's not going to be a part of my collection going forward, but it'd be really cool to kind of like put that on there and get some money back for it. I had my fun with it. I built it, which was a nightmare. And then I made a little video on it, which I said it wasn't as bad as I thought, but the build was rough. Thinking about putting that on eBay and seeing if I can get like $20 or something for it and ship it out. But again, the eBay stuff sold and the Forma thing sold for $145. So I have a question for you guys. Hopefully you can answer in the comments. I'm thinking about taking that $145 and making what could equally be as a bad investment as Forma. I'm thinking about getting that wooden Lego minifigure. It's like, I know it's stupid, it's overpriced, but I feel like as a display piece and just some type of interesting Lego thing, I kind of want it. It's $120. And I think like if I had Forma sitting in front of me and I had that wooden minifig, I would do that trade. In this case, I could do the trade and make a little money off of it. But I want to see what you guys think about it. Should I blow the money on that? Considering, I guess this takes us into the next segue into our next topic. I actually made a Lego order this morning. If you guys didn't know, if you're watching this or listening to this right when this comes out, Lego is doing a really awesome promo right now. Not something you would hear brickitect say pretty much ever, at least this year, but they're doing a great promo where First of all, double VIP on everything you buy. So 10% back if you can actually use those points. And I can confirm, we'll talk about this, that you can. So 10% back on everything you buy. If you spend $120, they give you the little Lego Christmas tree promo, which I think is adorable, and I love seasonal stuff, so that's right up my alley. And then they're also doing, if you spend $200, they're giving away this red Lego brick. It's almost like the UCS brickitect logo that's back there, only it's cool, and it's like a Lego brick that sits at a 45-degree angle on a base, and I like the scale of that. I'm really into that kind of stuff. So I feel like that is a really good promo at spending $200. So that's exactly what I did. I went on there today, and I got the gingerbread house, which I am so looking forward to. I love that set so much. Possibly one of my favorite holiday sets that they've come out with, and I've got every one since I've got into collecting here again in 2013. So I am excited about that. That was $100, of course, so I didn't quite reach the promo thing. And I'm kind of frustrated with Lego for that, because you have to figure how many people are going to come through and want like that Christmas set. And it'd be really nice if they did it at $99 so you could get that Christmas tree with it, but I understand. It's a pretty cool little promo. So to spend the extra $100 to get that and also the big red Lego brick, I bought finally, I'd say my favorite creator set of a long time, at least in just looking at it. And I have no idea why I've waited this long. I guess I was waiting for a good promo, and here it is. I got the Harley Davidson. It's the big red Harley Davidson motorcycle. I think it's so cool. So 2 awesome Lego sets, got 2 awesome promos with it. I also did get another set too, and I'm worried this isn't going to make it on time. I got Clarkman, the little brickheads, completely lost what this thing's called. A Scarecrow. Yes, it's the Scarecrow, and I was hoping that he would have it by either the day before Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving. It's 3 to 8 days to ship. I ordered on a Sunday, so we might have it on Wednesday, which would be really cool, and I'll try to make a video of that. Clarkman. Speaking of brickheads and Clarkman, oh my goodness, the kid is a madman. You guys know Quinn gave us, I think it was like 8 or 10 brickheads in the mail the last week, and Clark has been on a rampage. He is a brickhead king. He has been just building brickhead after brickhead after brickhead. I've been helping him here and there. Like, he'll get to a spot where he's stuck, or the classic, I can't find this piece isn't here, and then I come out and they literally pick it up, and I'm like, is this the piece you're looking for? It's there. So he's been steadily building all these brickheads, and I think he has like 6 of them built so far. I did a post on Instagram today and also on my community tab showing where he's at. But I figure like this week we'll do a post showing, or not a post, we'll do an actual video showcase showing all the stuff that he made, and he can talk about it. That video will probably be flagged for kids, but that's okay because it is what it is. I'm not going to show off Clarkman's builds without him in it. In fact, I've even tried testing the system. I should talk about this. This week I tried testing the YouTube algorithm gods to see if not having Clark's face in the videos and just having him with me behind camera, really none of us being on video, if that would flag a video as made for kids, because YouTube is starting to flag videos. Like I mentioned, they flagged about half my content. Even videos where it's just me with my set on the table talking about it, they flagged it. But I feel like the loophole, and you guys, I'm curious, I know there's some other people that show their faces on camera. I feel like if I do a haul video where it's just me talking and I show Lego sets, like I hold it up like this, I'm in the clear. But if Clark comes into that video later on in the video, it seems like they hit me on it. So maybe haul videos are going to have to be solo Rolos from now on. But I don't know, maybe having an ugly 30-some-year-old dude in the video, the algorithm looks at it like it shines its flashlight on it. It's like, nah, moving on. So maybe I'll do that. I'll make this my thumbnail from now on. Like that. Yeah, not made for kids. No kid would ever click on that. So that's an option. But I think their algorithms really, in the AI, machine learning, whatever you want to call this thing that somehow knows better than you do and anyone else apparently, that your video is made for kids. I think it's going to get better over time. I think you're going to have a lot of people that are upset that spend a lot of time on said video, and then they're really proud of it and they put it out and YouTube flags it, and say that's the only video you're going to make this week or this month, and they flag it as made for kids. That can be devastating, right? So that's another reason people are upset about this. Now I find myself going back into COPPA again. But it's a very real thing. And luckily for us, we do videos every day. If one gets hit, one doesn't. I feel okay about that, especially if I'm able to kind of work on this Patreon thing on the side. I think we might be okay here. Greg's World, I'm really not sure about. If you don't know, Greg's World is my vlogging channel. I feel like in Greg's World, I'm safe for a lot of things. The videos I'm going to flag there are the videos where Clark and I are either playing with toys, shopping for toys, or at playgrounds. Anything toy related, I think I'm going to flag there. But you can't tell me that me running errands with my son, just because my son's in the video, is made for kids. I think I could fight that and possibly win it. And I think that's what a lot of this is going to come down to. I think that somebody's going to have to go to battle with the FTC in court. Hopefully somebody with really deep pockets. Let's get like PewDiePie or somebody to have a video flagged as made for kids. I want him to go and fight it in court and then win against the FTC to set the precedent for all other creators going forward. It needs to be somebody who has a lot of money that can fight one case for this and win, because then everything else will fall into place. Difficult times, my friends, very stressful times, and just a big question mark for the future. And it's very concerning. I guess my best case scenario is I mark some videos, I don't mark some videos, I keep going on, and I adapt. And I think a lot of people are going to do that. I think some of the people that have jumped out and been like, I'm quitting, I hope they don't actually do that. I hope they find out that it's not that bad. Again, I don't think the FTC is as evil as what they seem. I'm actually more frustrated and upset with YouTube than anyone right now, because they have not taken any blame. They've put all of the liability on creators, and also not given us really the tools necessary to make that decision, but are forcing us to make it, whether it's made for kids, and then telling us that if we get it wrong that we're going to get sued. Like, YouTube it's terrible. They're absolutely terrible towards creators. It's a great website for watching videos and stuff, and as a user I love it, but as a creator it's very clear that YouTube really just doesn't care at all. And I could say other words here, but I don't think we need this video to get any dicier than what it is, which is to say not dicey at all. But that's what's going on. Oh, one other thing I have on my notes here. The other thing that I'm working on right now is the Ferris wheel. I'm hoping to get that completed. It's been a struggle. There's some pieces missing from it, and then it's just everything's all on the table, and I'm trying to construct it. So I'd love to show that off to you guys as well. So that's kind of what's going on here in my mind, in my heart, in real life, and maybe going forward into the future. Just as I was about to end it, I know you guys are going to ask me this question. I've already gotten it. The 2020 sets, January 2020 sets, what do I think of them? I'll let you know in a video this week. So Ferris wheel, hopefully this week. 2020 sets, hopefully this week. The Clarkman brickheads, and then also the Lego Hall / Clarkman building the Thanksgiving set. Hopefully we can get that all accomplished this week, and hopefully everything else just kind of falls into place, and I think it will. So stay positive, guys. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not quitting. If you're worried about videos, they're going to be here no matter what. I'm here for you guys because you've been here for me. So thank you so much for being here for Missing Pieces episode 10. If you want to support this channel, this podcast, the links are down below if you want to do that. I really do appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week for episode 11. If you have any topics that you want me to bring up in there, throw them out there. We'll make a listening thing. So thank you guys. We'll see you.